Hey guys, what's going on? Bob here. Just wanted to do a quick video today. I've seen a lot of questions asked in a lot of the movie groups that I'm in. Pops up all the time. How can you tell if a movie that you've bought is a bootleg or is a fake? And a lot of things come up. There's always, is the paper the wrong kind? Is it in a cheap looking case? A lot of stuff. And there's a lot of things that come up. But I can tell you right now, there's really only one surefire way to tell if your movie is bootleg, and I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about that today. So let's go take a look at a couple of movies over here. Alrighty guys, so here's a couple of movies that I want to look at with you today. I've got three movies here. I have the new Baywatch movie with The Rock, I have The Raven, and we have 90s classic Angus. Now, looking at these, unless you know movies really well, I don't think you'd pick right offhand which one is the bootleg. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that it's Angus. So this movie has never been released on Blu-ray before. Let me put these aside real quick. This movie's never been released on Blu-ray before. I got this from a guy who makes these Blu-rays of movies that have never been released. And as you can tell looking at this, so one of the things that always comes up with movies is, is the page right? Is the paper right? Is it the right style? Is it the right fit? Does everything look right? And if you ask me, looking at this, yeah, absolutely, this is the right stock of paper. This is everything is perfectly all set on here. It definitely fits on the case. It looks, for all intents and purposes, this looks like a legit movie. And if you didn't know or didn't know where it came from, you might just assume it was real. Sure, maybe there's some things on here that a typical studio wouldn't do, font choices, things like that, but whatever, it's just a design element. So looking at this on the shelf, or if you pick this up used in a store and you weren't sure, you'd probably never know the difference. That said, when you open this one up, obviously, this is just a white disc. The reason that I brought this movie out to show you specifically is this reason right here. Let me back up. These two movies right here, we've got Baywatch and we've got The Raven. The reason that I'm showing you these is The Raven is an official release. This is the studio release. This came out, I bought this at like Big Lots, but this is an official copy of the movie. Again, obviously, paper is perfect. I know it's really hard to tell in the video, but it's the same stock, weight, and everything else paper that's in Angus here. But when you open this up, we've got a couple of movies, but I just want to focus on the Blu-ray right now. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Now, it's probably going to be a little hard to tell on here, but what we're looking at is a gold-colored movie here. The bottom of a Blu-ray is always going to be a goldish silver. And I know, like I said, it's going to be really hard to tell because of the light, and I'm just getting the reflection, but I think for what I'm showing you, what you can see here, it's just gold. Now, I want to compare that real quick to the Angus Blu-ray. Again, gold on the bottom, but you'll notice there's a substantial difference. The difference is that you can see the data on the bottom of this disc. Just like on a record, where there's grooves that go from the middle out, CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays are very similar. Video games, too. But compare this to this, and you'll notice that you cannot see the data on this copy of The Raven, the official release. It's gold, solid color from one corner to the other, whereas this Angus, you can see right here to right here is the recorded media. And if you've ever burned a CD before at home, or a DVD or backup of anything of your movies, you'll know that that's the case. You can always see the data on a burned disc. The difference is because this is a disc that's just duplicated. You burn a disc, and then you could burn it and burn it and burn it a million times, and you'll always get that data. A disc that's official is glass press. This is not a copy. This is essentially, every single one of these is a master version, a master copy, essentially. Obviously, it's a copy, but you just won't see the data on here. The reason that I brought out Baywatch, because if you're looking at this, as near as anybody could tell, this is a perfect movie. Fits, paper, stock, everything is exactly as it should be. Open it up here, looks perfect. This is not a sticker. This image is printed right on the disc. They've gone ahead and there is a picture printed on the back side of this paper. Everything about this looks 100% official until you look at the bottom of the disc. Granted, this one is not gold. This is blue on the bottom. Still, it's just a different style of recordable Blu-ray. But as you can see on here, you can see the data. This movie is a lot longer. There's a lot of special features on here, and it fills right up to the edge. But you can see from here to here where there is no data recording, it's just the plastic. All of this dark area is the data, and then you've got the small edge around the outside that's not data again. This is a bootleg that I had gotten I got this off Wish, the website, the Chinese basically website with a lot of cheap product and everything. And this came in, and it looks official. In fact, I actually bought a few of the movies from this guy on Wish, and they came in and they look super official. And I don't have this, I'm not hooking this up right now, but if I put this into the player, this is a direct copy of the actual studio release of Baywatch. So when you put this in, it pops up with the Blu-ray logo. It's got the trailers on here. This is an exact copy, and I would say probably 9 out of 10 people who buy from this guy on Wish will never know the difference until hopefully now, if they take a look at this video, they'll see. This one, and I ended up with a few other ones. Get Out, a couple of movies I actually ended up upgrading to 4K. This is the only one that I've got left right now. It is just so perfectly done as a bootleg that I think it probably fools most everybody who would have bought it. I don't really care about having it in the collection as a bootleg. I honestly will probably never watch it anyway. It was just super cheap. But unlike a lot of bootlegs, especially bootlegs that come from China, everything about this is perfect. Except for the now that I'm looking at this, there are some little factoids that are wrong on the back. For example, this movie was PG-13 in the theater. This is the extended cut, so the back should not say that it's rated R. It would be unrated. So I guess there's tiny little factoids like that. But again, if you weren't super familiar with this movie, you picked it up cheap, it's at a flea market, whatever, you buy it on Wish like I did, you'd never really know the difference unless you look at the bottom of the disc. That is 100% the only surefire way for you to be able to tell if the movie you've bought is a bootleg. So I really hope that helps you out, guys. And if you ever run across a bootleg like that, you'll know what to look for. I know there's a lot of people who specifically collect bootlegs, especially Chinese knockoffs with the English and the really bad cases and stuff like that. I would love to see anything that you've got there, or any other movies that you've got in your collection like this. So definitely feel free to shoot me some messages with your pictures and stuff. I'd love to check that out. So anyway, I hope this helped out, and we'll see you next time.